Light? A little light? Just a little light. A little light never hurt nobody. I really need to download that app back on my phone. I just not do that yet. I don't know if this is right. Okay, let me just leave it alone. Hello. How are y'all today? On this Thursday, right? It's Thursday, right? Yes, it's Thursday. Thursday, which is ruled by the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and abundance. Just for a little FYI, if you don't know. Okay, I'm happy you had a job interview. I hope you get that call you were looking for. I've been a little bit under the weather, y'all, so just bear with me. I'm gonna stay on it. I'm gonna stay on as long as I can, but I've just been a little bit under the weather, not really feeling well. I've been trying to relax. I can't even talk. I've been trying to relax and take a break. And I honestly was not going to get on live today at all. I wasn't planning on getting on live for the next couple of days or posting for the next couple of days. But something called me to get on, so somebody must have needed to hear something. And I just got this jolt of energy like, okay, you need to get on live right now. And I know when I feel like that, it's important. So here I am. Happy birthday. And I feel like this is the type of live where, let me turn this down just a tad. This is the type of live where only the people who are meant to hear what I have to say are going to be here. That's kind of how I feel right now. So if you are here right now, it's definitely divinely guided. It's not a coincidence. I'm going to say something that's going to be important for you or is going to resonate for you in some type of way. I don't technically have a message. I kind of do, kind of don't, but I mostly wanted to talk to you guys about just kind of where the world is going right now and what you need to be doing to make sure that you and your family and your bloodline doesn't get left behind. There's nothing you need to worry about. There's nothing you need to fear. It's in your destiny to win. So even if your circumstances right now feel funny or look funny or not ideal, that doesn't change the fact that you are destined to win. You're destined to get everything that you see in your mind when you close your eyes. So just keep that in mind. I know some of you guys are probably going through stuff right now. A lot of people are. We do have a Venus retrograde right now, and it's going to be a very healing retrograde because if you know, Venus is the planet of love and all that cute stuff, but I feel like this retrograde is not just about your ex coming back or friends coming back, but it is going to be a lot about that. It is a lot about relationships, but it's also about the relationship that you have with yourself. So right now, You're going to be really doing some deep healing. And it'll be harder for you if you are not doing your shadow work and you're not meditating. This retrograde is going to be kind of like diving deep, like inner child healing, shadow side healing, because it's time for you to really, if you haven't already, become one with your higher self. And it's about purging old energies. So this is really like this time right now, period, like is really going to affect. And don't focus too much on the signs. Even if you don't relate to astrology and you're not into it, don't focus too much on the signs I'm about to give you, but just know that if you have these placements, like if you're like Libra, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, these placements are going to be, and even Pisces, because it's Saturn is in Pisces. um, these placements are going to be affected the most right now. Venus retrograde is in Leo, so my Leos are definitely going to be affected. I'm a Leo moon, and I'm already feeling the effects of it. But just know the biggest focus right now needs to be the relationship you have with you. So that means you really need to be catering to yourself. Like I always tell y'all, cater to yourself, give yourself love, nurture yourself, give yourself what you need. And if you find yourself right now giving so much to other people, you need to take a moment, take a beat, take responsibility for the fact that you are giving your energy away. Forgive yourself and call your energy back to you and give it back to you. Okay? Give it back to you. Because I kind of found myself in a predicament where I was, which is good that I acknowledged it and I noticed it. I was giving too much of myself to people outside of me, and I was trying to be everything for certain people, and I was starting to put myself last. No, no, no. This is a time more than ever you should definitely be putting yourself first, unapologetically. Like, you need to put yourself first. So if you are right now giving, like, even to my parents, I always tell you guys, I said this in a couple videos back, and I don't even think you can watch this video if you're not a member. I said this a while ago. Even to my parents, do not give your kids all of you. Because when you give your kids all of you, you are giving them parts of you that are unhealed and they do not need, right? So if you have things that you have not healed from and you're just, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to give my kids my all, especially my mothers. We feel like we have to be super mom and we have to give our kids everything, just give us all of our stuff. When you do that, you are actually doing the like a disservice to your children. And a lot of people don't agree with that, but I feel like even the people who don't agree are going to think about that later and it's going to hit them like that makes perfect sense. And I know you probably never heard anybody say what I just said. What do you mean I'm not supposed to give my kids my all? I have to. I'm not. I wouldn't be a good parent if I don't give my all to my kids. But you know, you can say for yourself right now, you are not healed enough. And there are things that you have and things that you have been holding on to that your kids don't need and don't deserve. Your kids need the best version of you, okay? Especially for my mommies, okay? I'm a mom, so I can't really relate to being a father. But even to fathers, but especially my mommies, your kids need the best version of you. In order for your kids to get the best version of you, you have to be at your best self. In order for you have to be at your best self, you have to put yourself first. That means you have to put your mental health first. You have to put self-love first. That doesn't mean neglect your kids and throw them to the wolves and don't feed them and don't look at them and don't play with them. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, how can you be the type of parent that will play with your kids, talk to your kids, nurture your kids, teach your kids if your mental health is not in order? You cannot. You cannot be that type of parent. You have to be whole within yourself to be a great parent. And I personally feel like, yes, I'm still kind of a new mother. My daughter's 3. I personally feel like the best parents are the ones who put their self first. And I don't mean the selfish parents who are just out partying and drinking and leaving their kids at home. I mean the ones who mentally put themselves first because they have more that they can give to their children. And this person just said we have to be the example. That's absolutely correct. Because if your kids, how many generations of mothers and fathers who, I can't really even say fathers because, again, I'm not a dad. But how many generations of mothers, especially in our community, people who look like me, how many generations of mothers were the backbone of the family? And they slaved every day for their kids, grinding for their kids. They don't even get their hair done. They don't get their nails done. They don't do anything for themselves. They're slaving. How many men and women watch their mothers, especially single mothers, just break their back to hold the family together? Pretty much almost every person in here, okay? We have seen that. And you are basically creating another generation of women and even sometimes men who are going to do the same thing. And those type of people sometimes end up resenting their kids and the people around them because they felt like they had to break their back for their family, when what should have been happened and should have been taught is that mother and that father needs to make time for self-care. They need to make time for themselves. They need to make time for their mental health, or they're going to self-destruct. Have you ever been like do y'all remember like being with your siblings and your mom comes home and she just blanks and tweaks on everybody? She telling you, y'all get the up, clean up this house, pick up them clothes. She's going off on you and you like, dang, I didn't even do nothing. You're a kid. But she self-destructed because she did not put herself first. So I said that to say, put yourself first, okay? It's Venus retrograde. There's a lot of people who are going to be coming back from your past. I'm talking friends, family, exes, whatever. They're going to be coming back. Don't fall for the okie doke. Use your discernment and make sure right now you are really pouring into yourself. I know I say that all the time, but I feel like this is my collective and I pick up on y'all's energy a lot, and I feel like some of you may be going through the same thing where you may have found yourself slipping and getting back to that old place that you were just in, that you just healed from, where you were giving so much of yourself to other people. No, take a break, take a beat, stop, realize what you're doing, and reel it on back in and give that back to yourself. And I promise you, you won't feel as drained because you don't owe nobody anything. Let me tell you that. I'm trying to figure out this air and I'm gonna get mad because it's hot. Hopefully it comes on, because what in the world? Okay, let me see what some of y'all are saying. See, I'm already getting a little hot. What about Gemini? I'm not sure if there are any placements in Gemini right now, any planets. If I know for sure, I could tell you. But if I look it up, it'll turn my music off. And I don't have my laptop in here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's possible, but like I said, I can't say for sure right now. Some of my astrology people will start to slowly come in here and they'll tell you. I can't say for sure, and I don't want to tell you wrong, but I would just say don't focus too much on that. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. I don't know what Mercury is even in right now. I can't tell you off the top of my head. Let me just look. I'll have to stop the music for just a second. I feel like pretty much everybody is going to be affected right now. Okay, they didn't really answer my question. Okay, it's saying it's in Cancer, which is very interesting. So it's definitely not at home right now. I just feel like it's an emotional time for everybody. But I can't say for sure about Gemini. I'm honestly not sure. I only have one Gemini placement. And if you are like, if people are leaving your life right now, please let them leave. I'm a firm believer, like, whoever stays and whoever goes is just meant to be. And if they're meant to be in your life, they will come back. But if they do come back, like I just said, you're gonna have people that come back. Are they coming back changed? Are they coming back healed? For real, for real. Not for play. And to my ladies, we're very emotional people, most of us, which is a superpower. But if you have like an ex that's coming back and he or she seems like he has changed, I need you to like wait like at least 2 months, even 3 months. Like I'll even say like 90 days before you even take what you see seriously, because a lot of these people have been watching you. They have been reading tarot. They have been doing a lot of things. They know how they need to come and approach you. Like, I'm not stupid. So, and my intuition is always on point. So if someone's coming towards me, even if I play along, I'm not dumb. I know your intentions. Even my clients, I know their intentions when they book me. So just remember that you need to really use your discernment. Just because it sounds good does not mean anything. And you don't want to end up learning the hard way that you fell for sweet words and you had on your rose tinted glasses. In reality, they hit you with an okie doke just to see if they could still have you the way they had you before. Don't fall for it. You're smarter now. You're way wiser than you were before, because you have already learned that lesson and went through that experience. I'm not saying people can't change, but you need to see cold hard proof. Like, you wait as long as you can to see when these people start returning who they really are. And be strategic. Play that game with them. Like, play that mind game. Let their mask slip off of their face. Let them show you who they really are. Put them in positions where they reveal their true intentions. I've been this way my whole life, putting everyone first. Within the last year has been the most I gotten to focus on myself. I know I'm here for this message. Amen. I'm supposed to wake up at 5 a.m., but right now my daughter is sleeping at midnight. How can I change this? So you are up right now at midnight. You and your daughter wake up at 5 a.m.? What do you mean? I'm confused at what you're asking. You may have to word it a little bit differently. That's me. I don't have much time for self-care. You know what, Jessica? And I don't know your story or your situation and what you may be going through. I used to tell myself that exact same thing. I don't have time for self-care. Yes, I did. There was the time I could spend doing things. Like, I was not constantly busy throughout my day. I wasn't constantly doing things. It's just as a parent, especially if you're a single parent, when those kids go to sleep, you're literally spending that time trying to recover from especially you got toddlers or young kids. You're spending that time trying to recover. So you're just laying there in like shock and like, oh my God, I just got tormented by a 3-year-old. Or you're scrolling on your phone because you didn't have a chance to really get on your phone. Or you're just laying there trying to relax. That is time that you could be doing self-care. I promise you, whatever your situation is, you have time for self-care, but you have to make time for it. You can't just tell yourself, I don't have time. I used to say the same thing. I have plenty of time. And you just got to make a schedule that works for you. I gave my all, ended up with extreme burnout because my child is autistic. I can't do that again. I'm 40 now and my son is grown. I lost the best years of my life in this manner. And that happens to so many people. That happens to so many people. And they don't realize it until they're grown. But I will say this, you're 40, that's still young. You have so much life to live. Go do it. And don't apologize for it. Go take a trip. Like, save for a trip. Go buy yourself a pair of shoes you've been wanting to have. Put yourself first this time. And don't feel bad about it. He was symptomatic that I had no time to myself because he was extremely hyperactive. I was a single parent, received no support. My heart goes out to you, or any parents who have a child who is autistic or has any type of like behavioral disorder or anything like that. My heart goes out to y'all. Like, it really does. And I don't feel like y'all have enough support groups where you can be honest and vulnerable and say your experiences dealing with that, because if people shame you and want to make you feel bad for venting or having a bad day, because it's almost like, because I was raised like, my brother, he is he's bipolar and he's schizoaffective, so he's not quite schizophrenic, but he's like borderline. And watching, even growing up watching that, that's a lot. That was a lot for my mom to deal with mentally. That was a lot. That was a lot. And just, that's just me on the outside looking in. And having a child like that and you feeling guilty, like you can't complain, if you don't have help, nobody understands because not too many people around you have kids who have similar issues. That's a lot. It really is. And you feel so guilty. Like, even a regular mom, like just a mom who has a kid who just is not diagnosed with any type of disorder. Even that type of mom still feels guilty. So I can't even imagine, like, if you're a mom to an autistic child, how you may feel. Like, the guilt is times 10 because you know they can't help it. You know for a fact they cannot help how they're acting, and it makes you feel like you're not allowed to complain about it. But you are allowed to complain. You are allowed to have emotions. You are allowed to feel some type of way because you're a human. I keep digging myself out anytime I find myself slipping into the old me, and it is exhausting. It is yet liberating. Yeah, I feel you on that, because it's like, it's liberating because it's like you acknowledge it and you're aware this time, which feels good. That shows growth, that shows healing, that Maya or Mia, you are aware that you are slipping, which is great. That's amazing. But it's also like, man, why do I keep slipping? And it's because, honestly, my spiritual teacher told me a long time ago, it's kind of like when you get like a spiral, if you're spiraling up or even down, if you're spiraling, I'm gonna just say you're spiraling up though. Let's say you're spiraling up. The closer you get to the top, it's like the energies go back and forth faster. But when you're at the bottom of the spiral, it may take longer. So you may spiral like a month to month to month to week to week to week to day to day to day to hour to minute to minute. That's what it feels like. So if you're feeling like that, like you keep slipping back and forth, I feel like you're right there. So whatever it is that you've been manifesting, whatever new life that you're about to step into, you're right there. That's why you feel like you're going back and forth like that. Because God, the universe, life is testing you right now and seeing if you learned your lesson. And even if you do slip, that doesn't mean you didn't learn the lesson. It's you acknowledging that you slipped shows you learned the lesson. So don't beat yourself up. I feel like you're doing perfect. You're doing great, sweetie. How you get these words for these videos? I've been going through all these things. I'm an Aquarius because I'm the collective, just like y'all. The same stuff y'all be going through, I be going through. The divine masculine is slipping in his old ways and tries to send a message through friends how he isn't well and his liver is damaged, but if you drink like a fish, it's bound to happen. Right. And I'm assuming he's a grown man, and that's not your task. I've been saying this to myself a lot lately. I saw a video where a woman was saying she actively has to tell herself, as a former people pleaser, that's not your task. Even if that is your divine counterpart. And I don't really like to get into all that because that's very sensitive for a lot of people. But even if that is your divine counterpart, that's not your task. If he is drinking excessively, that's his problem. If he is having liver damage, that's his problem. Like, pray for him, wish him well. Don't fall for the trick of, like, because masculines, they like to play off the feminine's emotions a lot. And it's not fair, especially to the feminines that are very emotional. A masculine knows that, and he's going to play off of your emotions. So he will do things like, let me try to pull at her heartstrings. I'm going to purposely drink myself into a coma so I can get this feminine to come back to me and coddle me and wipe my butt for me, even though I know I do not plan on changing. You don't got time for that, Maya. I don't know how to say your name, but you don't got time for that. Only thing you got time for is you. So you need to focus on you. And if he wants to drink himself into oblivion, that's on him. That's not your problem. That's not your problem. That's not your task. Say that to yourself, especially if you are former people pleaser. Say that to yourself. That's not my task, sweetheart. We are all grown, and I only have enough energy for me right now. And you are going to feel guilty as shit because you are probably someone who has a big heart, and maybe these are people you genuinely love. You are going to feel so guilty for choosing yourself, but do it anyway. Do it anyway, because you can never go wrong choosing yourself. It's 444 right now where I am. Okay? You will never go wrong choosing yourself. The old me would have dropped everything just to be by his side. The new me isn't doing any such thing. Period. I'm keeping my peace and intact and sending healing energy towards him, but that's all I got to offer. There's nothing more to be said. You got it. And you're going to be very blessed for doing that, because the universe, God, life, whatever, rewards you for choosing yourself and knowing your worth and putting yourself first. If you are in a situation right now where you're like, bro, like, I feel like I'm stagnant, I feel like I'm not going anywhere, what is going on? You probably need to release something. Even if you have released the people around you who you know are no good, you may need to release something internally. Always release, because when you release, it will be replaced with better. You're making room for it. How long did it take you to declutter? I'm one of those people who just get a burst of energy, just like start throwing things away. So I can't say how long it took, but I purposely now don't, like at my old house, for example, I didn't buy a lot of things because I know as a Taurus, we like to hoard things. So if you're like a Taurus placement or a Taurus sun, whatever, you probably have a little bit of hoarding qualities, traits. And I know I'm like that, so I purposely don't buy things impulsively. And also being a Taurus, we like to spend money, we like nice things. So I just purposely train myself to not just buy a bunch of stuff. And that's kind of how it helped me to not hoard, so I'm not in a place where I have to declutter things in the first place. I sense a union is around, and I'm ready to love myself at every step of the rest of my way till I hit my grave. Period. Please do. I love that for you. I feel like the title of this stream is Crazy Timing. I received 2 offers from 2 different jobs. I'm over here overthinking which one would be the best for me. I might need help. I am so happy for you. Congratulations. That's amazing. Don't ask anybody in the chat for help. Don't even ask me for help. I don't know if you believe in God. I would pray for a sign quietly, not out loud, because these electronics be listening. Pray quietly to yourself. Ask God for a sign. Just ask. Think about whichever one would, like when you close your eyes, where do you see yourself at? Which company do you see yourself working for? Which feels authentic to you? Don't pick the job that you think people would want you to have, or you think you should have. What do you really want? Just ask yourself, what do you want? What type of day-to-day life do you see yourself making? Are they going to pay you your worth? Do you see yourself there long term? I just kind of feel like, I just kind of heard like you can't make a wrong choice. Any choice you make will be a good choice. So maybe that is your answer. Sometimes I self-sabotage. How can I stop? I feel like I want someone who tells me that I deserve it. Well, first of all, don't look for answers outside of yourself. So don't feel like you are looking for someone to give you the answers or tell you that you deserve things. I'm more so, I mean, that takes time, because whatever you feel like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it's conditioned. So it comes from childhood. So a lot of the questions that you're asking is things, it's considered shadow work, in my opinion. You could write these questions down in your journal and you answer those questions. You ask Jessica, how can we stop self-sabotaging? Why do I feel like I want someone to tell me what I deserve? I could give you an answer and you may like my answer, but there's no better answer than the answer you tell yourself. And it seems to me that you probably just need to do some shadow work, because whatever this is, Sounds like inner child stuff, and only you can help your inner child. But I will tell you this, with self-sabotage with me, I'm not really a self-sabotage type of person anymore. But I kind of tell myself a lot, like, do things your future self will be proud of. Would your future self be proud of you sabotaging this opportunity? No. So don't put yourself in that predicament. But I do believe people who do self-sabotage, like, they think they don't deserve it, like you said. They feel like they don't deserve whatever this is, which is why they self-sabotage it. That's shadow work, and I can't answer that for you. You have to ask yourself why you don't feel like you deserve things. And then in turn, make sure you're saying those affirmations to yourself. I am deserving of all the good this life has to offer. Say those affirmations to yourself consistently and constantly, because you're basically reprogramming your mind. Aww. My moon is in Aquarius. Aquarius moon. What you are saying right now is exactly what he has been doing all along. Pulling on the heartstrings, and he isn't getting the response he usually got from me or other prospects in the past. And he's realizing how his mind games aren't working anymore. Good. Good. The journey with your divine counterpart is a very interesting one from the point of view of the feminine, because I'm not masculine, and I don't like to talk about this because I know as women we're very emotional, and there has been women who have ruined their life thinking that someone was their person and they just wasn't. But I will say this, just because a feminine or a masculine is unhealed does not mean they're not deserving of love. But sometimes, especially for feminines, our love is so pure and it feels so good to the masculine that they're not willing to do, like, they can't do the work with you around. And if you're around, they want to hold on to you because your love feels so amazing, and we feel like, oh my god, I'm just going to stay because everything feels so amazing and cute. But he's never going to heal. He's never going to evolve and be anything with us around him, and vice versa. So separation is necessary. And yes, I'm not saying you sit around and wait for him. Go date, go live your life, go have fun. But I'm saying there is a possibility that person could heal. He may run through a couple karmics. He could go heal, and he may change. He may come around. That is possible. But it's also possible that he will never heal. That's not your fault, and it has nothing to do with you. And that does not mean that you're not going to have your person. But what you don't want to do, you don't want to sit around and wait for them. You don't want to be a doormat. You don't want to be a pushover and just give so much of yourself until you resent this person. Choose yourself, walk away from the situation, and you will be blessed for it. Go date. Do not leave yourself, like, don't take yourself off the market, okay? You do not owe him anything, and vice versa. Because I know sometimes there's situations where the masculine may wake up before the feminine. It's very rare, but it happens. Don't wait for her. Go date. Go live your life. Go have fun. You don't owe her anything. And I just want everyone to understand that, who get caught up in the whole twin flame soulmate thing. You don't owe that mother nothing, okay? Only person you owe is yourself. And you need to always put yourself first. Always. How did you know it was time for you? Are you asking time for me to be a mother? Is that what you're asking? If you're asking that, I had my daughter young. Like, I got pregnant with my daughter at 19. I'm 24 now. I don't feel like I felt like I was ready or it was time. I just felt like, I don't want to say this because people like to take things the wrong way, but I'll say I was very depressed and I was going through a lot. I had just moved cities. I just had a breakup with my best friend of like 10 years, 14 years, whatever. I just got out of like a really abusive relationship. Like, it was just a lot going on in my life. Like, it was a lot. And I was like, really just, I was just going through a lot. But I just remember praying to God one day. I was super depressed. I was staying with a friend. I was miserable. And I was praying to God. I was like, God, I need a reason to hold on because I'm literally about to come and see you. If you know what I mean. I was like, God, I'm coming. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And I need you to give me a reason to hold on. Then I got pregnant. So I'm not saying that, you know, I feel like my life is very spiritual. I just feel like everything happens for a reason. And I feel like me getting pregnant saved me. And I know people don't like to hear that, oh, as a parent, you shouldn't say that your child saved you because you're putting too much on them. I'm not putting that on my daughter. She does not have to carry the weight of my issues. That's just what happened. Okay? I prayed. I said, God, give me a reason. Hold on. He gave me a reason. I wasn't specific enough with him, but I got my beautiful baby out of it, and that's just what happened. That's just what happened. So I hope that answered your question. I stopped drinking Monster. Good. That's good. That's an amazing thing. Ugh. The answers are within. Ever since I've tapped open the doors within, I get answers before the question is asked out loud. And loving yourself comes with so many kinds of change, but they are all good. Absolutely. Positive I am affirmations. Speak them and even write them down and post them in areas you are most in your home. Yes, on a daily basis. Yes, that's great advice. Yeah, it all worked out. Yeah, everything happens for a reason, but sometimes when you're waiting for things to change, you lose hope. Yeah, and I feel like that's completely normal. It's normal to lose hope. It's normal to feel like that. What I always tell people, because I'm not one of those people, like, I just like to tell people, like, you're human. You're a human being. You have emotions. Feeling hopeless is a human emotion, and it's important because there's some people who don't feel anything. Like, do you understand? Like, there are people who don't even know what it feels like to be hopeless. They don't feel. There's people who don't want to feel, and they use things to numb their feelings because they don't know how to deal with their pain. Pain is a sign that you're alive and that you can feel. Pain is necessary. So if you're feeling hopeless, you need to break down and cry. Like, that's how I feel. Break down, cry, boo-hoo, and just scream into a pillow, whatever you got to do, because there is built up emotions that you're not releasing. And I feel like the hopelessness feeling is you just kind of um, suppressing things that need to be released. And as you release and when you're done, because this is transmutation, I want you to say positive affirmations. Don't let that energy sit there. Don't let that energy go to waste, okay? I'm very big on energy. Do not let that energy go to waste. Don't let, oh, pause. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't even see what he said. No. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't see that he said this. Excuse me. Let me remove him. Jordan Davies said I'm not going to repeat what he said because that's rude, but I'll remove him. But that's not what happened because my child's father is in my child's life and in my life. So, yeah. But, what's I going to say? About feeling hopeless. About transmutation. When you release and when you're done, make sure that you say positive affirmations to yourself and you switch your energy, because you don't want to let that energy go to waste. Don't let that energy just sit there. Don't harbor in it. Don't wallow in it. make sure that you are allowing yourself to feel, because feeling is a good thing. But then think positive. Even if you got tears rolling down your cheek, think positive and say positive affirmations. Look some up on Pinterest, go on YouTube, whatever. But don't let that energy go to waste, because that's how you transmute, and that's how you get out of that feeling of feeling hopeless. Like, okay, I feel like this right now, but happiness is a choice, and I am in control of my emotions and my reality. So I'm not going to allow myself to feel like this is the end. It's only the end if you say it is. But if you don't want it to be the end, don't allow it to be the end, okay? Don't allow it. Pain is beautiful. Otherwise, how do you know what's on the other side if it's all hunky-dory at all times? Once you step on the other side, the blessings will be overwhelming, because it'll be abundance. Exactly. Absolutely. Pain is very beautiful. It really is. Like, if you think about how caterpillars go through metamorphosis, that's a painful process for a caterpillar to go through. But that the end result of it is a beautiful thing. You can't avoid pain. You can't avoid lessons. You can't avoid going through things. You can't avoid any of that. And you just have to allow yourself to have those emotions. Give yourself grace. Forgive yourself. But don't sit there in it, because that's not going to serve you. Like, even people who are like in poverty, there are people who are in poverty, because I've been there, who are really struggling financially. A lot of this world is struggling financially. And my only advice to people who are going through those situations is, the only thing that you can do, if you are not able to change your situation right this second, the only thing that you can do is work on this, is work on your mental health, is work on your mind. Your mind is very powerful. What you think is what you are. And I'm not saying that you thought yourself into that situation. It's possible, because a lot of us, especially people who look like me, were raised with a very lack mindset. But I'm saying that you can think yourself out of this situation. And I'm saying it because I've done it over and over and over again with nothing. I didn't have anything. I didn't have anyone. All I had was my brain. All I had was my mind and God. And yes, my faith in God definitely got me through those moments, but I'm not going to take credit away from myself and act like I didn't do anything, because I did. And all I did was think positive about my situation. I chose to be delusional. I chose to say, you know what, this is going on right now, but I'm going to find the blessing in it. If you are watching my live right now, you have a cell phone that is capable of allowing you to access the internet where you can watch me. That's a blessing. That's one little small thing that you can be blessed for, that you can feel blessed for. Like, there was times where I didn't have much to eat, but I'm still going to be thankful for that little bit that I have to eat, because at the end of the day, I still had a roof over my head. I still have a bed to sleep in. I was completely healthy. My daughter was completely healthy. I had breath in my body. Like, I promise you, you can find something to express gratitude for. And all you have to do is switch your mindset and decide, my circumstances, I'm not going to wallow in pity. I'm not going to feel how I feel right now, because I know for a fact this is not the end. If it's not the end, what are you scared for? What are you worried for? What are you upset for? Why are you mad if you know this is not the end? If you know that you're going to get out your situation, if you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, all you got to do is just tell yourself those positive things. Even if you don't feel like it, do it anyway, because it will help you no matter what your situation a lot more than you just beating yourself up about it. Because beating yourself up is not going to do a damn thing but keep you exactly where you don't want to be. And that's hard. Humans don't think like that. Humans think whatever their situation is, they believe that's just what it is, and there's nothing they can do about it. But you can't think like a human. You can't think like an ordinary person. You have to think light years ahead. You got to think like a freaking alien. Like, this is just an illusion. This does not mean anything. I already know, whether you're religious or not, God promised me this. And if I believe in God and I trust in God, then I know then it's so. Like, ask and you shall receive, right? Knocking and shall be opened, right? That means that if I knock, it's opening. It's already open. It's already open for me. If I ask, God has already given it to me. You got to read between the lines. There's no maybe. It's given. It's yours. It's open because you asked for it. So just make sure that you stay positive. Like, you can cry. Go ahead and cry. I cry all the time. But I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to stay crying. I'm not going to stay depressed because that's not going to get me anywhere. Like, at all. I missed with the first thing that you said. I missed it. When I didn't know the power of affirmations and manifestation, I'd written my first affirmation and it was more like a test to see if it actually works. The affirmation said I'd have a bikini body. And 5 years later, I found the affirmation in one of the books, and yes, I got a bikini body at 37 and have healed and grown since I last wrote it. I love that for you. I love that. I only pray, give you wisdom and strength. You got it. But y'all got to be careful though, because one thing I learned is God is very funny. So if you ask God for strength, he's definitely going to put you in positions to be strong. So just be careful with that. Be very, very, very specific about what you ask for. I'm talking about down to the last hair. Whatever you ask God for, make sure you are being specific. Because I know the moment I say, God, I need strength. I need strength, God. God's like, okay, boop, boop, boop. It's training day. Put them gloves on, Sid. It's training day. Put them gloves on. Get in the ring with me. I'm gonna build some strength. We're gonna do some strength training. My strength with God is very different because I'm already strong, and he's like, you could be stronger though. And I'm like, I don't want to be any more strong, God. That's not what I meant. Wait, I don't want to put the gloves on with you. I don't want to do that. So be careful. Be very specific. We all got mental healing to do, Jessica. At least you can admit it. There's people out here who think they're perfect and there's nothing wrong with them. And they won't even attempt to do the work because it's hard. You know how hard it is to, one, acknowledge that you may have a mental health issue or you may have healing to do and then go heal? That's really, really hard to do. That's why people don't do it. Because they rather just not. And they're only going to pay for that. So I'm proud of you. I seek abundance now. The universe listens and responds and does. Thanks, Richard. How do I find a woman of God? Where do they be at besides church? Because I'm supposed to be on God and the church. How do I find that connection? I don't know. But I will say I feel like a lot of women are starting to turn to God more, which is good. I don't know how you can find a woman of God. You can find them anywhere, literally. But, Neo, what I would do personally, I would get a notebook and I would write down in, like, when I say detailed, every single detail of exactly the type of woman that you want. Write it down and talk to God about it. See what happens. You can even ask, you can even tell God where you want to meet her. I don't know if it'll happen for you, but it won't hurt. Everything happens in the spiritual first before it happens in the physical. Yeah, that's very true. That's a good answer. Divine timing. Yeah. I am a firm believer when you stop looking for love, it finds you, for sure. And the more you love yourself, the more you'll attract somebody who's good for you. Like, give love to yourself. Like, what type of man do you want to be? And also ask yourself, is the man that you are now. And be honest with yourself, y'all. Be honest. Don't lie to yourself. That's the worst thing you can do, is lie to yourself. You got to be completely raw and honest with yourself, which most people are not, which is why they are in the predicaments that they're in now. Be honest with yourself. Are you the type of man or woman who's deserving of this person that you want so bad? Like, are you ready and prepared for this type of woman right now? Because I feel like if you were, you would already have her. And I don't feel like if you haven't come into union with whoever this person is, that's because you're not ready. And maybe there's more work that needs to be done. The main reason I even got on this live, y'all, is because I want to just talk to y'all about like the state of the world right now, and like the things that you guys need to be doing. This is how I started, and I just went into a completely different direction. This is what you guys really need to be focused on right now, and what you need to be doing. And I'm not here to cause any type of fear with anyone. I just want you guys to be smart. And I don't want the spiritual community, who is like, some of us are too spiritual and not practical enough. And that puts us in predicaments that we're like, wow, I should have been ready. First of all, I know everyone's situation is different and your living arrangements are different, but you really, 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 really need to be making it a priority, or in the back of your mind, preparing to grow your own food. Okay? That's number one that I want to tell y'all. You really need to put yourself, your family, in a position where they know how to grow food. I have seen so many videos where how to grow food in small apartments, urban areas, cities. There's a way that you can grow your own food. You need to make a mental note, write down a goal, something. My daughter's gonna come up here, but I locked the door. Of how you can grow your own food, right? Okay? That's one. Two, if you do not have at least 3 sources of income by the end of this year, you really, really need to have that. And I don't mean that you have to go start a business, because not everybody is meant to own a business. You can keep your job if that's what you want to do, but you need to be at least investing into something. So you can go on YouTube right now and learn how to do option trading, or trading crypto, or trading currency, whatever. You can learn how to do that right now in 10 minutes. And I'm not trying to sell anything, okay? I'm not selling anything. I'm just saying this because I care about y'all, I love y'all, and I don't want to see y'all being left behind. And the world that we're moving into, there will be no more lower class, middle class, upper class. Either you have it or you do not. Period. There is no in between. And the only people who are going to survive the next like 10, 20 years are the people who are being prepared right now. So that means you really need to be educating yourself on, one, like I said, trying to learn how to grow your own food. I don't have to tell y'all about what the USDA just approved. There's only 2 countries in the world that are approving the sale of fake meat. And if you are in the US, you are one of them. So do with the information what you will. They are saying it's okay to give us fake food. That's what they're giving us, fake food. It's already been approved. It's happening right now. So you need to be learning how to grow your own food. We're moving into a time where AI and robots are taking over a lot of the industries that you work in, whether you like it or not, because these corporations for hundreds, if not, I'm going to say hundreds of years, have made themselves rich off your hard labor. But they don't have to pay a robot a living wage, because a robot can do exactly what the company needs them to do. They're not going to complain. They're not going to need a 30-minute lunch break. They're not going to need anything. So with that being said, you need to be prepared, because a lot of y'all, and this is a hard truth, are going to be replaced by a robot in the next 10 years and maybe even sooner. So make sure that you have a way to feed your family, and you can learn today how to either, one, start a business. It doesn't even have to be like a business. You can do business credit. Also, if you get yourself an LLC, you can build business credit and make a lot of money on business credit alone, whether you're doing real estate. A lot of people are getting into opening like assisted living facilities, just investing into stocks. Whatever you need to do, you need to have I'm saying 3 sources of income to be nice. Like, I'm being nice when I say that. You need to make sure you have multiple sources of income, because you need to always be prepared for things to happen, and they are going to replace a lot of these people with robots. And like I said, you're either going to have it or you're not. There's no in between. I can almost clear as day, and a lot of seers can too, can see. Even if you're not a freaking seer, you can see where the world is going. It's very obvious where it's going. And if you want to be a part of the people who are having, there are things that you need to do. It's not just about trusting in God and saying God will protect us. There are things that you have to be realistic, y'all, okay? I know a lot of certain groups don't want to hear that, but you have to be realistic, okay? You have to make certain moves. God is not going to invest into crypto for you. God is not going to invest into stocks for you. Jesus is not going to help you learn how to trade and help you how to plant food, your own food. Jesus and God is not going to do that for you, okay? You have to do that on your own. And if you are so spiritual and so religious that you cannot see that you need to be making more sources of income and taking care of your family and making sure that your bloodline is straight, you are going to be one of those people who have not. And I don't want to see anybody like that, nor do I want to scare anyone. I just have to be realistic with y'all, because the world is changing very rapidly and a lot of people are not prepared. They're not. So make sure you're being very wise with your money right now. Don't spend your money on frivolous things. That does not mean that you're not allowed to treat yourself. Always treat yourself. Always give back to yourself, but be smart. In order for you to have money and like longevity, you need to be saving and investing your money, okay? You need to save and invest. Don't just save. You need to be investing, because your money should be making you money. I know a lot of you are like, I don't want to live. That sounds very Matrix talk, whatever. I live in the real world, okay? I don't live in La La Land. I may be spiritual, but at the end of the day, right now, today, the rent has to get paid. I have to feed my daughter. There's things I want in life, and I understand that in order to get there, I have to work. And that's called duality. That's called having balance. I am able to escape the matrix with also understanding that the matrix has things that I right now, what's today's date? July 20th, 2023, that I need and my daughter needs. So you have to be smart, y'all. Be smart. You can go on YouTube right now. There are hundreds and thousands of people who are telling you how you can grow your own food, even if you live in an apartment. How you can create you a new business today with $0. How you can invest into real estate today with $0. How you can start investing into stocks, crypto, currencies with $5. Like, it's better to take that your last $5 and invest it into a stock than it is to go spend it on, I don't know, at a fast food restaurant, for a 4 for 4 at Wendy's. Like, at least you know that money is going to make you money, right? Like, you got to like be smart. And if you are somebody, because I see some of you guys say you know about this, that is a way that you can not only use your voice and your knowledge to tell other people by using YouTube and these streaming websites. You can tell people how to do the things you know how to do and what you do in your day-to-day life, and also end up getting paid for it, right? Because YouTube pays their creators. So, and they change their requirements. So I think you need 500 subscribers now or something. That's a win-win situation. You are making an extra source of income because you decided to take a chance on yourself and make a YouTube, but you're also helping the collective. So you're double blessed. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody make you feel like there's something wrong with that. Just look at the bigger picture, okay? Have a plan, have a set goal for yourself. Even if you're at a job right now, you need to be taking like 10% of your income and investing it into something. Whether it's your own business, stocks, whatever it is, you need to take that money and it needs to be moving. It needs to be circulating. It doesn't need to be sitting in your savings account. Because what's going to happen is you're going to put that money in your savings account for a rainy day, and that rainy day is going to come. Versus if you just put that money into like some stocks or into a business, one day your business might blow up right before your eyes. Or one day that $10 that you invested could even turn into $30, $50. And now you got another 50 you can put in there. And now that $100 that you have has turned into $300. That $300 might save your life one day. So just be smart right now, please, y'all. I can tell you right now, streaming is the future. So stream. That's another source of income, and it's fun. Stream something. There's people who are streaming their freaking cats. Hours of their cat just sitting there. There's people who are, and I'm not saying sell your soul, but be smart, okay? Be smart. You just need a plan, and you need a big plan and a platform to do it. So if your end goal is, I want to bring generational wealth to my family and save my bloodline, these are the things I need to be doing right now. Because I'll tell y'all, the only people who are going to survive are the ones who are able to adapt. If you can't adapt, you will not survive. We are moving into a time of technology, AI, robots, streaming, all of that. We're going to be living in. We watched this, y'all. We watched it growing up, watching Futurama and the Jetsons. That is the life we're moving into. Like, for real, for real. And the people who are going to survive it are the ones who are right now going to decide what they need to do to make sure they are putting their family ahead and they're not behind. So a lot of people don't like AI, but it's here. So how can AI make you money? How can AI make sure that you can make money in your sleep and feed your family? Don't get mad at the AI. It's here. And there's a lot of things with AI I don't agree with, and a lot of things that I think is very scary. But at the end of the day, it's here. So, and I'm very business minded. So I understand that 10, 20 years ago, everyone was freaking out because of the iPhone and thought it was going to ruin our lives. It kind of did. But the people who invested into it are the millionaires and the billionaires right now. I think like 2008, I don't correct me if I'm wrong, because I really don't know. In like 2008, when Bitcoin first popped off and everyone thought it was a joke, and now there's people who are billionaires and have created generational wealth for their family for the rest of their life because they bought Bitcoin. Like, I'm not lying. I'm not making any of this up. This is real. This is real life. And you need to ride the wave and just don't drown in it, because it's here. Whatever you do. Okay? And it doesn't have to just be technology based. That's a big thing. But there's also going to be people who are going to need people like, even like me, who give mental health advice. People need mental health advisors. If you are one of those people, start your platform today and help people. People are going to need people who need help. People are going to need someone to teach them how to farm. If you know how to farm, start your platform. Figure out how you can help people farm. Whatever it is that you have to do, you probably are going to need technology to do it, but you don't have to invest into AI. But I do suggest you guys invest into some stocks and some crypto and learn how to option trade, because you can't go wrong with it. You cannot. There's a page I follow on Instagram called, ooh, I don't know. What is it called? Man, it's called Stock Alley something. I don't remember. Pause. Don't go nowhere. I really want to tell y'all. Okay, I'm back. The page is called The Stock Alley. That is the page I've been following. The people who sign up under her or him be making like $14,000 a day, because all they did was learn a skill. They don't have to work. They spend more time with their family. And I'm not saying that every day is going to be like that. If you can make Can y'all hear me? Uh-oh. It's still not audible? Y'all can hear me now? Okay. Oh, look, I'm back. That wasn't hard, was it? Neither was this. Anyway. Okay, y'all can hear me. So y'all didn't hear what I said, but the name of the page is called The Stock Alley. And that page, the people who join under her or him, they be making like thousands of dollars a day, hundreds of dollars a day. Like, literally. And and if you have a small investment, you want your money to make your money. And all they did was learn a skill, and now they get to spend more time with their family. Now they get to spend more time doing what they want to do. And I was saying before the sound had cut out that yes, you may make, because I'm gonna be real with y'all, you may make $14,000 in a day, but you may also lose that. So that's kind of that's how you play the game. But there's just so many people who have found a way to make their own money and feed their families so they can be free and feel safe. AI will die out because we humans gonna rather currencies over AI. AI is not going nowhere. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. It's not going anywhere. And I'm gonna tell you why it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere because, um, like I said, corporations have now found a way to have workers and slaves without paying them. So AI and robots is not going anywhere. There's no risk, no reward. That's the risk you take. That's the risk you take. When you're trading and you're doing option trading, all this stuff, you're gonna have good days and bad days, but that's the risk that you take. If you don't take risk in life, you will never have a reward. That's just like with an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur who takes a risk and spends their, like, almost all of their savings to start a restaurant or start a business, that was a huge risk that they took. But they did it, and it took them somewhere. And sometimes you do it and it doesn't take you anywhere, but that's the journey, y'all. That's life. Like, that's just life. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you can either be stuck and stagnant and scared, or you can take risk and you can get this money and be successful. Like, the choice is yours. But you're not going to get anywhere being scared and like being stagnant. AI is an advancement. It's good for business. It's good for business. There's good and bad in everything, right? Just like with these cell phones, there's good with cell phones because you have the ability to talk to people all over the world or family members from all over the world. But the bad thing is that it's not really the best for your brains, and it can be addicting. But that's on you to decide how much of your phone you're going to be using. So, yeah, educate yourself is always the best thing to do. But there's so many, like, you don't have to do that. You can do, there's a million ways to make money. You just need to go find like a good 3 of them. My bad. I had to give me something to drink. They're gonna put a chip in my brain, in our brains. Why would I allow somebody to do that? You know who's gonna get chips in their brains? The workers. Those are the people who are gonna get chips in their brains. Not me. They can't put a chip in my brain. They couldn't even get me to take the jab. They couldn't even get me to do that. Just a little tea. So how they gonna get me to put a chip in my brain when they couldn't even get me to get the jab? Not me. Maybe some of y'all, because a lot of people are gullible and they go for anything without doing research. And a lot of people got tricked, unfortunately. And I don't get sensitive on me, but it's the truth. A lot of y'all were tricked, unfortunately. And now they're basically reneging on everything that they said and said that the jab was completely dangerous. You see how they do? Y'all know in spirituality, when it comes to these dark forces, they have to tell you what they're doing. They didn't say when they have to tell you, but that's the universal law, right? That's how they get away with stuff. As long as we tell them what they're doing, it's okay. They told you, they just didn't tell you until after you injected it into your system. It's a cold world out here, but you got to be smart. You got to be smart. You have to be smart. Hey, God First, how are you? I'm glad you listened to yourself, Nick. Jesus, I'm glad. I'm glad because almost every person in my family got it, unfortunately, and they thought I was crazy. And now I bet you none of those people who got it and said I was crazy are having anything to say, because they very clear as day in your face to the entire world said it was completely unnecessary and it was completely dangerous. So they be trying to call us conspiracy theories crazy, but we're living in the age of Aquarius. It's the age of information. Everything is getting exposed. Everything. There's nothing that's not getting exposed. And it's almost like this was like the timing where they have to start exposing things. If y'all remember, let me be careful with my words, because y'all know how they like to be. Y'all remember how basically the CIA had until a certain date to release documents on extraterrestrials and astral projection and things like that? That's real. That was real. That was real information, but I'm pretty sure they distracted you in some type of way where you didn't take it seriously or didn't think anything of it, but that was real. And they had to. And those documents are real documents. You can go on the internet right now and print out all the CIA files right now. I bet you didn't know that. And it's real. It's not fake. It's not for play. But it has to sound fake so simple-minded people and NPCs and people who cannot think for themselves don't even think to go look for it or think to go do their own research, because they have programmed you for hundreds of years to believe what you're told. Believe what you're told. Don't think for yourself. Believe what we told you in these books. Believe what we told you on our TV. Believe what we believe us. Trust us. Trust the people who are poisoning your food. Trust the people who are giving you cancer. Trust the people who are putting crack in your neighborhoods. Trust the people who are putting liquor stores on every single corner. Trust us. Trust the people who are giving billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to other countries, but people in their own country are starving on the streets. Trust us. Those are the people that you trust. You need to start trusting yourself, okay? And for those of you who say you need to trust God, God is right here. So if you can't trust God if you don't trust yourself, because God lives right here. He lives in your spirit, right? The answers you seek are right here, okay? Please think for yourself. I cannot stand somebody who cannot think for themselves. And I know a lot of us are programmed and it takes time, but come on, y'all. We adults. Most of y'all are twice my age. You got to be able to think for yourself at some point, because those are the people who are going to run into the arms of the same government who is trying to kill you as we speak. They're poisoning you right now. You gonna run into the arms of the people who are poisoning you and giving your kids cancer? Are you crazy? Like, excuse me, I get real sensitive about that because I just don't understand it for the life of me. I will never, ever trust anything but myself, because I have gotten myself very, very, very far. Everything I need to know is right here, because that's where me and God are. We right here. So what? I don't need to trust anything else. Okay? I'm very smart. You got to be smart. You got to be strategic. You got to know how to play the game, because they're playing you right now. They're playing in your face. They're playing in your face. And I feel like in the US we're so desensitized. I think I'm saying that wrong, but we're so desensitized, that's how you say it, that when things happen, like, oh my God, did y'all see Florida just passed like 200 bills or something? Like, we're so just numb to things that when they put things in your face, like telling you that in, I don't know how many states, I'm just gonna say 10, 15 states right now, probably even more. I actually think it's like 40. I think 10, 15 is being nice. But like in 40 states, child brides are legal again or something like that. I know it's legal, I just don't know the states. Okay? But they made it legal to have child brides. They're trying to normalize pedophilia. They're putting it in your face and they're doing it under your nose. But in the US, we're so just traumatized and numb, we don't pay attention to it. They just legalized the sale of fake meat, y'all. Our people that y'all trust and love so much just told us that it is okay for them to sell us fake food. And there is no outrage right now. Nobody's mad. Everybody's just like, as long as it tastes good, it's cool. And you know what they're going to do with that fake food? They're going to charge you extra. And they're doing it right now. They are charging you extra to eat fake food. And nobody is mad. I did hear about The Sound of Freedom, but I didn't watch it. No, don't trust your doctor. Especially if you are a black woman, don't trust your doctor. Exactly. They're killing us every day. Every day. Every single day. We are fighting for our life. You don't even got to leave your house to fight for your life anymore, because I guarantee you can go in your fridge right now and there's something in there that will give you and your kids cancer. Not no Mondo burgers. How does that work with the age of consent? Basically, what I read was, I hate to give y'all misinformation because I don't know exactly how many states. Let me just look it up. I don't know exactly how many states. I just know it was passed in a lot of them. And basically the way it works is you no longer need permission from the parent to marry a child anymore. So I'm just leave that there. And not in all states. What states legalized child marriages? So it looks like, okay, so I was kind of right. Child marriage is currently legal in 41 states, y'all. It's in 41 states it's legal to marry a child, and some of those states don't even require the parents' permission. So Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Vermont are the only states that have enough sense to have the minimum age for child marriage is 18, and they have eliminated all exceptions. And 20 of those US states that I just said out of the 40 do not require any minimum age for marriage with a parental or a judge's consent. So they either need the parents' consent or the judge's consent. They do not need both. And with that being said, that means that these nasty politicians, these passport bros who go overseas pretending that they're looking for a grown woman who are actually going over there to get little kids, can bring that child back to the United States with the okay from their best friend, who is the judge, who is also a pedophile, because they can secretly go to their best friend and have a little dinner and say, hey, I just brought this 11-year-old girl from freaking Nicaragua or whatever, and I'm sorry I said that wrong, but I can bring her over here. I'm gonna bring you this paperwork. Can you sign it for me? Sure, buddy. And I'm gonna go ahead and wire you 20K just so we can keep it under wraps. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what these politicians or these passport bros are doing. They're not going over there looking for grown women. They're going over there looking for little girls, because now it's legal in 20 states. You can marry a 10-year-old. You can go marry a 10-year-old. Like, it's literally disgusting. But that's the type of stuff that's happening under our nose. But nobody's mad about that. Everyone's mad because this girl, Carly, done sat on here and lied about being kidnapped. But no one's mad that they're selling fake food. Nobody's mad that they're attacking our kids in our school. Nobody's mad that they're pedos running the street and running in our offices. Nobody's mad about that. Everybody's mad about shit that doesn't even matter. It's insane. And it's like, no, they're not saying anything about it on the news because they don't have to, Nick. They said it on the internet, and that's their loophole. We told y'all, if you go Google it, we told y'all. I know we didn't broadcast it on the world news like we do every time we go bomb another country, but we did put it on there where you can go look. If you look in a few articles, it's on there. So they told y'all. They just didn't tell y'all how they tell y'all this other BS. What you need to be concerned about is what they don't tell you. Don't worry about what they're telling you. Whatever they're telling you and putting in your face that's going viral, that's fake. That's the fake stuff. The real stuff is the stuff that's hidden and put under wraps. That's the real stuff you need to be concerned about. That's why nobody knows that you can go they have released real CIA documents that proves a lot of these conspiracy theorist people correct. That's why nobody knows that. Because they didn't tell you. They didn't put it on CNN and Fox News and the Shade Room, so nobody knows. And I'm sure the Shade Room is in on it too, but I don't know. Seemed to be to me. No, I didn't search what it means. They're already buying kids and saying it's marriage. They're already doing that right now. That's what the passport bros are doing. They're going over there getting little kids. And the sad part is, the parents to these little kids are selling them, because most of these little kids that they're going over there and getting are famished and in poverty. So they know they can bribe their parents with like literally nothing. They give your mom $1,000 and she's going to sell her daughter because she's hungry and she doesn't want to take care of her daughter anymore. Thanks God first. I have not seen The Sound of Freedom, but I have seen so much outrage to the fact that no one's able to watch it. So has anybody seen it? Has anybody seen The Sound of Freedom? Because what I've heard and seen is no one has seen it. Because they keep on messing up the movie. I didn't even hear about The Sound of Freedom. If it was not for TikTok that they just banned in Florida, I would not have even known about The Sound of Freedom. So what does that tell you? I just told y'all, it's the things they don't, the things that they keep under wraps, the things that don't get as much coverage. That's what you need to be paying attention to. All this stuff that they're putting on the news, I don't believe it for a second. I don't believe any of this. Like even the Carly thing, like y'all, I'm such a conspiracy theorist. Like I just feel like all of that is BS. If you ask me, it's BS. I feel like a lot of this stuff is a distraction. I just do. And I know people hate that. Like, why do y'all think everything is a distraction? Because everything is. Get away from me. Because it just is, okay? It just is. Don't get distracted. What is The Sound of Freedom about? Like, I don't even know what the movie is about. I thought it was a movie about slaves. What? Mm-mm. It doesn't seem like anybody knows what it is. Because I don't. I didn't even hear about it until like a couple days ago. Mm? No sound? There's no sound? Oh my goodness. It's about how they take kids and traffic them. I don't know if I want to watch that. I just seen, I don't know, I don't remember her name, but she was the blonde girl in Gossip Girl. Um, I just saw a video of her like talking to like I guess some wealthy people about like child trafficking and like how horrifying it is, and like the stuff she was saying was crazy. Like she was saying like the police have seen videos of like literally infants, y'all, like newborn babies. They don't just do this to toddlers, they do this to newborn babies on purpose. And they're passing around tens of thousands of videos every minute, I think she said. Like 1,000 videos a minute get passed around of them doing this to babies. And all types of things I'm not even comfortable saying out my mouth because it was a terrible thing to hear. Like I heard she said stuff I didn't even know. I never knew it was that bad. And it's like it's the people who run this country who are doing it. It's the sheriffs, the police officers, the mayors, the attorneys, the DAs, the presidents. These are the people who are doing it. It's just disgusting. It makes me sick. And when I see like other countries that are like protesting and rioting, I'm just like, what are we doing in the US, y'all? What are we doing? Like, it's so many things that's happening like at one time, and it's like, I just don't understand like what we're doing. And then the people who use their platforms to speak out and bring awareness, they kill those people. And that's the other thing I don't understand, why people are not under, like, it's not clicking. Anybody who brings awareness and has a platform, they take their life from them and nobody bats an eyelash. And I think that's really crazy. Yeah, we definitely need to keep talking about it. But you know what, y'all? I personally feel like, I don't know if it'll be this year, I feel like something is going to happen. Something's going to get exposed, and it's going to be so bad that something is like, that's what's going to make people like, all right, it's up. So I feel like something like, we don't even know the worst, y'all. We don't even know the worst of it. We don't know the worst. Everything that we know that's bad, it's always something worse. It's always something times 10. What about what we don't know? If we know that they are doing terrible things to newborns and giving us fake food, what don't we know that they're doing? And killing us in the hospitals and taking our organs. What don't we know? That's what scares me. I do think it is going to be one because it's already going on in other countries. It's just not happening here and in the US. And I feel if you pay attention to astrology, the stars say it's about that time. So it's about that time. That's what the stars are saying. No, I haven't done the confidence video yet. Because I want to do it a certain way. It's about that time. It's a scary world, man. It's a scary, scary world. Something else I've been thinking about. It's crazy that these millionaires, these billionaires, these social media influencers that people love and look up to, they don't do anything, y'all. Why are we supporting these people? They don't do anything but buy things and have people foaming at the mouth of the things that they're buying. They're buying diamonds and cars. There's no reason for these people to have a platform. They don't do it. You have enough money to feed an entire family for a month. Your wrist, you know how they brag, I got your mortgage on my wrist. If I had money, I would be helping families. I would be planting freaking forests. I would be bringing awareness to things. Like, I would be donating. Like, these people, these influencers that we look up onto on social media don't do anything. And I don't understand why they have these platforms. And this is why I said a long time ago, months ago, I said that a lot of people are going to be snatched out of their positions because you have all this money, you have all this power, and you have not donated to no families, you have not planted any forests, you have not done anything that can truly help this world. Nothing. And there's no reason. These are the people that these our children look up to. These are the people our children look up to, and they don't do anything. Like, I don't understand that. These billionaires and these millionaires have enough money to feed this entire country for years, and they don't do anything. And then you have people like us whose dream, or I can say at least for me, my dream is to help the homeless and build like high tech. I don't want to tell y'all exactly what I'm gonna do. I can't give it away. But my dream is to help the homeless and to help single moms and single dads and people with mental health issues. Like, I have a dream, and my dream is not just to have a brand new G63. Okay, my dream is to really, really help people. Like, I don't want to see people out here on the streets and see people starving. If I have the power to do something about it, but these influencers have all this money and all this power, and none of them are doing anything to help this world. How can you possibly not care? There's people who don't have access to clean water. There's people who don't have access to education. Like, there's people who don't have access to food and shelter. There's women who are staying in domestic violence situations because they don't have anywhere to go. And the people who can really do something about it are doing nothing. And I just cannot wrap my mind around that. And then you have these people, I want to say something, but I can't. You have people who say, it's their money, they're billionaires, they can do what they want to do with their money. Y'all, please stop deriding these billionaires and these millionaires who would literally look at you like a bum on the street if you touch them or talk to them. Stop it. Stop. It doesn't matter if it's their money. It's inhumane. It's like, why do you have a soul? Like, do you not feel anything? No one's saying that you got to give up all your money. We're just saying, like, why would you not want to help a family? Why would you not want to plant a forest when our trees are dying and we need trees for oxygen? Why would you not want to make clean water? Why would you not? That's what I don't get. So I don't understand people who say things like it's their money, they can do what they want with it. The things they're doing with it are not helping the environment. It's literally hurting it. The world we live in, we all have to live here, including the billionaires. They can't escape. They convince the world that they're going to get in their rocket ships and escape. They can't leave. No one can leave. They can't go anywhere. If stuff hits the fan, they're going down with us. But they have the resources to make sure we don't go down, and they don't want to do that because they don't want to be uncomfortable. Like, there's no way. Like, I've had almost next to nothing. I'll still give to the next person. And that's not to brag. It's just to see the mindset. Like, if I can have nothing and still give, when I have something, I'm going to give constantly because I'm a giving person. A lot of us are. I just don't understand it. Like, they just want to make money and brag and say, like, I seen a video, and I'm not gonna say who the person was because it doesn't matter, and he could have just been joking, but I seen a video. It was so just tasteless. This big influencer rapper, I'm not gonna say the name, was in a restaurant and was like, I'm out eating steak and lobster and y'all are at home eating hot dogs. And I just felt like that is not the timing to be saying that. Which is why I said they're getting snatched out of their positions, because there's people out here choosing between feeding their kids and paying their rent, and you're on the internet talking about, oh, I'm out eating steak and lobster and y'all are at home starving eating hot dogs. That, it just wasn't funny. It wasn't cute, and maybe I'm being sensitive. I don't know. I just would never do that. Like, if I'm in a position, I cry thinking about people on the streets, especially in the wintertime. Being in Atlanta, seeing these like communities of homeless people in their tents, and it's 29 degrees outside. I'm crying, wishing I could do something, and you're bragging about eating steak while other people are eating hot dogs. There's someone right now in this world begging for a hot dog right now. Like, I know some of y'all gonna laugh at that, but there are people begging for a hot dog, begging for a cracker, just one freaking cracker. I just want one. I just want a grain of rice. There are people begging for a grain of rice, and you're laughing at people who have to eat hot dogs? That's just so weird to me. Weird. And again, they could be joking, but it's just this it we're in a world right now where people are really struggling, and if you are able to help. No hater, I just let folks live how they live. I'm not a hater either. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just making an observation. We are living in a world where people are struggling. You have money and you're bragging about it, and it's no one is going to continue to support that. No one's going to continue to support that. As long as that's not my mindset, I'm gravy. I'm not. Yeah, that may not be my mindset, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to bring awareness to it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to tell people of how you sound. You got to stand for something or fall for anything. This is something I choose to stand for. I stand on that. I don't appreciate it and I don't like it, and I'm just expressing my opinion. I'm not the type of person that's like, well, that's not happening to me, so I don't care. That's not me. That's not me. That's just not. Did I say that? Don't come for me. I'm not coming for anybody. I literally read what you said and I responded to it. I'm just making an observation. That's what you said and that's what I said. It costs $50 billion to solve global poverty. And someone right now who we be ordering our packages from every day got that right now and won't do nothing about it. I think if you have a certain amount, you owe it to society to do something good with it, and that's the problem with capitalism. And I don't even think it so much as they owe it. I just think of it like it's inhumane. Especially when half of these people used to be in poverty. That used to be you eating hot dogs and rubbing 2 pennies together. And it's like, soon as people get on, they decide that's their moment that they're gonna shit on people. And I just think it's not cute and it's inhumane. I don't know. That's just me though. If y'all want to ignore it, if y'all want to say, well, that's not me, I don't really care, as long as I don't think like that, that's y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna take that from you, but I'm not. It's not me. So I'm not that type of person. When I get around these billionaires, I'm going to say the same thing that I'm saying to you right now. It's inhumane. Because I came from poverty. I came from nothing. So I would never look down on the janitor now that I'm the CEO. I wouldn't do that. And I would never, ever associate myself with someone who thinks that it's okay to behave like that because they're fine and they're cool and their family is fed. Anyone with money is merely being put to test to see how they share it with the world, what they do with it, because the universe gives all that money to one person for them and others. If they fail the test, all the money goes to someone who knows how to put it to good use. I believe you, and I'm right there with you, and I've been saying that for a minute. We're switching. The pendulum is swinging the other way. Everyone who was at the back is coming to the front. Everybody at the front is going to the back because these people were being tested to see who they truly are. And you chose to flex and talk down on people. Like, Instagram ruined, like, you gotta understand, y'all. I'm just a deep thinker. This is just me. If you don't agree with it. But Instagram ruined the mental health of a lot of people because most of us started getting on Instagram when we were very young, okay? You got to think of the mind of a child. I made my Instagram when I was 11 years old. So I'm a little bit different because I'm not somebody who is a follower, and I've never been somebody who saw someone have something and hated them for it, because when I see people have things, that inspires me and that makes me feel like I can have it. So some of us are a little bit different, but I still know how to empathize with the people who mental health is really been almost damaged because of Instagram, because it's been made normal for people on Instagram to flex, and you're making people my age feel like they're not where they're supposed to be in life because they don't have these things, when these are not the people you should be looking up to in the first place. You shouldn't be looking up to people for what they have. For the last 20-25 years, the chosen ones were the ones who had the diamonds and the cars and the flashy things. Those are not the chosen ones, okay? Those are people who got lucky or sold their soul. They're not the chosen ones. And I'm not saying that some of the people who have these things are not chosen. I'm just saying all of them have made it very clear where they stand, and they do not stand with God. And if you do not stand with God, you are not chosen, period. So I just don't want people like the youth to ever come across my video and think I'm just like gonna tell them the people who are flexing, those are the people that you should look up to, because you shouldn't. Those are not the people who they shouldn't even. What is your purpose? Why are you here? What are you doing for the world? Like, what are you doing? Nothing. You can have nice things. You can be flashy if that is who you are. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have diamonds and nice cars. I'm just saying, does it really mean anything if you're not a good person and you're not giving back to the world? Does it really mean anything? Because I don't think it does. If you see me riding around in a nice car, you know where my heart is, where my heart stands. I'm going to be somebody who gives back. I didn't say you can't have nice things. I just mean half of these people who have nice things are shitty people. Mukbangers ignoring the genuine health scares and decline because it brings money home. What will you do with all that money when you won't be able to enjoy the fruits because your health won't let you? If you an 80s baby reading this, y'all should know the difference. The difference with what? I'm not an 80s baby. Some people really just lack empathy, and that just scares me. Like, even if it's not happening to you, you can't see from the other person's point of view. Like, you don't feel things for other people and you're proud of it. I think that's strange. I don't know. I just feel like it's easy to say. I just feel like a lot of this stuff was started as like we were children when most of us started getting conditioned and programmed. That's who they're after. They're not after the adults. They already got you. They have you exactly where they want you to be. They're after our kids. And I can say, even though I didn't let Instagram destroy me, I can still empathize with people who did let Instagram destroy them. And I understand why a lot of women are insecure. I understand why a lot of men feel like they have to have all these things to have love. Like, I can empathize with that, even if I don't feel like that. Oh yeah, it's gonna take it's gonna take a long time, but we're doing it. That's just my little rant on the wealthy and how I cannot wait until the wealthy. Can you imagine, y'all, if the wealthy people of the world were the humanitarians and the people who give back? Can you imagine how much better this world would be if the people who have the money weren't so greedy? Like, I just can't wait for that. I hope I get to see it in my lifetime, and if I don't, I hope I raise my kids and my grandkids correctly. Well, they will be one of those people who are wealthy, but they are still a humanitarian. They still care about this world and Mother Earth. And like, I hope I at least get to be an ancestor and witness my grandkids do it if I don't get to do it. But I just be thinking about that. Like, man, what if these people were good people? What if these people like actually did for this world instead of just took from this world? I know it would be too perfect, wouldn't it? And not saying it won't be some, because you gotta have balance, right? But it's just like, really, all of y'all suck. Like 98% of the billionaires and millionaires suck. It's like, man. And then the 2% they kill. It's like, oh my God. Even if that happens, they'll flip to the extreme. I mean, it happens, but I mean, you can't have a perfect world. It's not possible. It's just, I wish at least most of them could be like that. I wish most of them would be like that. And most of them are not. And even like I said, the influencers, we don't have to take it up to billionaires. Even the influencers that these little girls look up to, they're not even good examples. And I don't understand why they're being looked up to. The only reason that you look up to half of these influencers is because of what they have. They're not giving you any real guidance or knowledge or game. They're not telling you anything that you really should know. They're not really trying to help you. They're not trying to help your family. They're just trying to get a check off of you. I'm one of those people that's like, I just wish the world could be a better place. Do y'all remember on Mean Girls when she was like, she was like, I just wish it was like we were in middle school and we all used to sing songs and what did she say? I don't know, pick flowers and we all could be happy. I'm low-key that type of person. Like, I just wish the world could be a better place. It's too bad, y'all. And I'm not saying we'll never have bad, but it's too bad. Like, what in the world? It's too much going on, man. Like, I wish we all could just, like, have clean water and food. Like, just the bare minimum and shelter. I just wish, you know? Just the little things. Not too much. Just the things that are a human right to have. At least that. I just want world peace from Miss. You know what? I was in a pageant before, and that's what I said. And I was so nervous, I didn't really know what to say. But that's what I said. They asked me how I would change the world or something, and I was nervous. I was like, I don't know. I just wish everyone could eat. Like, I wish there was no homelessness. I said something like that. That's always been who I am. I always have thought that. Especially as a tourist, like, I like to eat. So everyone, like, going hungry is one of the worst feelings ever, and it makes me sick. There's people out here who are hungry, and a billionaire could change their life like that. Even one of your influencers you follow on Instagram could change their life like that. Like, I would just spread my wealth out. Like, yes, I would, have my trust so I can feed my bloodline. I would invest in it. I would give some to myself, and then I would have some to give back. Like, all you got to do is divide your money out. They know how to budget. Obviously, they wouldn't be in their position. Divide your money out. That's what I would do. I would have a certain account that's literally just for giving back to people. I have a list of people already that I'm going to give back to because they assisted me or they did something for me or was helpful to me on my journey in some type of way. I already got me a list. I've seen kids in cages stacked up, right? Did y'all hear how Hilton and all these different motel chains were put on blast for human trafficking and sex trafficking, and they found tunnels underneath the hotels? So you could have been staying in a Hilton hotel, and underneath your feet, there was someone getting human trafficked in the hotel that you were staying at. I don't know if y'all knew that either. That didn't make the world news either. I'm about to get off because I need to go feed my child. But if you have any last questions for me, I did not make the confidence video because I'm going to do it a certain way. So it's not made yet. I've been in the lab cooking up, trying to work on a lot of stuff, trying to take your you guys' suggestions that you've been giving me, but also just trying to rest. I feel like they be doing these leaks on purpose. Yeah, they have. Like I said, they have to tell you. They have to tell you about what they're doing. Y'all make sure that you're meditating. Even if your meditation is you playing an instrument, going for a walk, cooking, spending time in nature, do some meditation. I like to do meditation with the frequency music, but just do some meditation. Do some meditation. Stay extra hydrated. It's very, very hot outside. Stay prayed up, y'all. Stay prayed up out here because it's ugly out here. And be smart. I know I said a lot, and a lot of it had nothing to do with each other, but just remember, y'all, what I said about making a garden, learning how to garden. Even if all you can do right now is watch a YouTube video that's doing something, start learning how to plant your own food. Plant that seed in your brain that's something that you want to start working on. Make sure you're investing into something that's going to make you money outside of your job or the source of income that you have now. That's the only thing I can say to you guys right now that you need to be focused on besides mental health. I touched on about it's Venus retrograde, so make sure that you're really loving on yourself right now. Do not sleep with your ex. Do not take that friend back that played in your face. Don't do any of that, okay? Just focus on yourself. Stay on the path right now. A lot of y'all finna get a lot of unexpected things that are gonna happen. A lot of good unexpected things. But just be ready. And if you want to be ready, you definitely need to be doing shadow work. You definitely need to be meditating and planting those seeds still. But a lot of good is to come, y'all. Like, don't be afraid. A lot of people on this live, y'all are going to be those millionaires that I was talking about that are actually going to change the world and do something positive for this world. A lot of y'all are going to be those influencers and those public figures who are not just going to be greedy. Even if you fly as hell, you're going to be fly as hell, but you still going to go plant a tree. You're still going to go give back to the community as you should. So just know that that's going to be you. And I can't wait to see y'all there, okay? I cannot wait. I'm excited. But I love y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow's Friday. So tomorrow, do something for yourself. Something like some self-care. Make a face mask, go get a massage, take a really hot bath with some bubbles, bake some brownies, go hug your kids. If you got kids, go hug your babies, okay? Even if they're not babies, even if they're like teenagers, go hug your kids, go kiss them, go love on them. Just go tell someone that you love them, okay? Now I'm getting emotional. But just go tell someone that you love them. Spread some love around right now, okay? During this Venus retrograde. And it's going to come back to you tenfold, okay?